Good day, friends. This is a voice-only video because a face is just a distraction. How to keep your cool, or at least this is how I do it. The main focus in keeping your cool is wanting to stay calm. You must desire to calm down and not react if any of this is to make sense. The scope of avoiding a violent reaction or outburst is managing to short-circuit the rage cycle before you explode. Usually the best way is to either find a distraction or finding a means of stopping the reaction for a certain time. This time has to be just long enough to diffuse the rage bomb. I believe that when you feel your rage mounting, if you begin to count to 13, your rage will ease off before you finish counting. Your count is to allow your breath to normalize and to give you time to want to cool off, to realize what you're doing. This step requires attention, obviously, and helps shift you in the correct mental attitude to de-escalate and defuse tense situations. Seek a system to shift your mindset when you feel that your cool is abandoning you. We must absolutely rid the playing field of any machism related to the proper reaction. No violent reaction is ever manly. Au contraire, violence is the language used by those that have no other ways to get their point across. The proper reaction is actually no reaction. A blank stare or walking away is the best way to never lose your cool. If I cannot surpass you with words, reasoning, or by ignoring you, then I resort to violent reactions. Ignorant and stupid people react with violence. Walking away makes you the man, and not the opposite. Rid yourself of the toxic notion of the alpha male. As a balanced human being, we should strive not to be alpha or beta, but just be men. What a waste of testosterone. Forget about scoring empty victories and do not get into shouting matches. Nothing good could come from those. Not for you and not for those in the stands looking at you behave like an ass. Communicate your disappointment. Nothing is more instructive than showing others, with a soft tone, that their behavior has caused you pain and made you uncomfortable. We lose our temper usually when we feel powerless and threatened or challenged. Which best way to react than not showing that any of someone else's actions have put us on the defensive? Think about the size of the incident compared to the span of your life. It is probably both inconsequential and meaningless. Look at the big picture. What are a few meaningless instants compared to a lifetime? Think ahead and picture yourself in 2 years, thinking back on this moment. Will your future self be proud of your reaction today? Have you been a good example for those around you? I suggest that you do not put your entire existence on the line for a single instance, no matter how vital it might be. Do not make a huge deal of what is not. You are way bigger than that. Way bigger. Avoid reaching the breaking point by managing events before potential outbursts. A lot of minor incidents can build up to a massive explosion. Do not let these small drawbacks go unnoticed. Each one doesn't need to be addressed, but you cannot ignore them either. Please acknowledge the discomfort, the pain, the sadness. No need to act, but recognition is always a great way of coping. I see, I acknowledge, and I decide to let it go. Let it be. When you walk away intentionally, it is you who is running the show. Be the master over your own destiny. Always take time for yourself and do something for you. Self-love will soothe your spirit, and even the darkest of situations will not be as dark as you have painted it to be. Do not give in to rage, but channel all that emotional energy in a case, in a court of law. If you are right, your reasons will prevail with a judge. And if you're not, thank goodness you did not react, as you could have gotten yourself in a pile of trouble. It is a manly thing to avoid confrontation and seek a civilized way to sort out our disagreements. We have gone a long way from the law of the jungle and should never do anything to turn evolution on its head. Think of consequences. If you want to keep your cool, think of the consequences. If you do not want to have your kids come to visit you in prison, do not lose your cool. It is never worth it. By the time you have tried the diffusing techniques, you should have come to your senses and rage does not blind you anymore. You will regret losing your cool, guaranteed. If, after all these exercises, you still cannot control your anger, after many minutes past the triggering episodes, it's not a question of not being able to keep your calm, but of managing your rage, and I suggest you seek help with anger management professionals. In any case, buy yourself time. When you are ready to blow a fuse, breathe. Count and breathe. The passing of time lowers your reactions to the point where it is all manageable. This is Motivation in the Dark, and that is all I have for you today. Thank you.